Judice Inn was actually built by my dad and my uncle in 1947. When they opened, they were actually quite a bit out of town. We have a flyer in here that says only a mile and a half outside the city limits. They were 2 of 17, a family of 17. That was about half of Lafayette back then. So opening a new business, everybody thought they were crazy that they went way out here at the end of Old Maurice Highway before Johnson Street was actually completed. The place took off. From the original deal, they would come up, open up, they'd run downtown and put flyers on cars and such. They'd run back here and hope people would show up. And sure enough, they did. My father and them taught us basically that you are your own man, you are your own boss, and everything else. They never really took suggestions or changes or tried to adjust themselves to fit what other people wanted to know. They said, just do the best at what you do and you'll be successful at it. So they started with a hamburger. They added the chips and the soft drinks, the beer and things that we served, and they just did the best they could with what they had. If you wanted something else, you go somewhere else. For the first 40 years, that's how we ran, and there's been a ton of restaurants and other businesses that open up and close because they try to keep up with the times or keep up with what the Joneses are doing down the street. They never had that attitude. They always figured that we just should do what we do and do it our best. What generally makes our burger special as opposed to other places is, number one, we have our own seasoning mix. We do our own seasoning mix that we concoct every day. We also have our own secret sauce. I know a lot of restaurants call it a secret sauce, but it's basically a couple of things mixed together. This is actually a cooked recipe that was brought down from my great aunt years ago, and she used it in her home, and my dad and them loved it so much that they incorporated it into their business, with her permission, of course. Go back to 1947. You didn't have Burger King, McDonald's, and all those other restaurants out there. So when Dad and them opened, it was just a choice. Basically, it was a small building they built themselves. There was limited space, limited resources, limited money to buy those resources. And when they cooked their burgers, they added the chips just because it was a easier product to bring in and not have to have kitchen space or other areas to present it and store it. So they chose chips. When your burger chain started coming up, burgers and fries were the natural thing. Well, they were stubborn. We serve burgers and chips. That's what we do. And we just held on to that same train of thought ever since then. And it served us well. We're 72 years old and going strong. So that's why we don't serve fries. There's not a whole lot I would change. We missed out on a lot of growth opportunities, but I mean, it has made this place special because there's only one and it's only right here. So people have to come back to their old roots and come back to this location and this area, and that's kind of special. Hi, I'm Gerald Judice, General Manager and part owner of Judice Inn here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Thanks for watching this month's Cox Business Entrepreneur Profile, brought to you by Developing Lafayette.